Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Gagan and today I'm going to discuss about Omniscript Mini Project-2. So a few months back I have uploaded about Omniscript Mini Project-1. If you have not done that, you can go to my channel and watch that video. Here in this mini project, you will get to know about like how you can do the communication between Omniscript and FlexCard. You will get to know about how basically you can use a FlexCard flyout. You will get to know about the FlexCard data table, and you will also get the knowledge of integration procedure, HTTP, and email action. Also, we have used a setter element and messaging element in this mini project. So let's go back to my org. So this is my org. Okay, so this is the Omniscript that I basically built that to give you the demo of this mini project. So let me preview this. So this is just like simple UI where my Omniscript is asking for the application number. So this application is number is nothing but this is basically out of the box application object, and I have created some for records. So if I take this reference number, okay, so and if I put there and if I click next, so in the background I'm actually uh, using the Dataraptor to fetch the application details, and all of the details that I've fetched, I'm passing this to this flex card. This is nothing but the flex card, and I have added this flex card on the Omniscript. When I'm clicking this, so this flex card, the search application is calling this flex card is calling another flex card, which is nothing but the flyout. So this is nothing but a data table flyout. So I had the reason I use this one and data table both to make you understand how we can basically pass the data from one flex card to the different flyout flex card in form of data table. I will show you that. Now, if I will click next, this Omniscript is giving me the error because I have not clicked this checkbox. And if you have noticed that this error is only coming when I'm clicking next. On the load of this step 2, it was not coming, right? So for that we have used set error element and set messaging element. Now if I click this checkbox, this error message will remove. Now if I will click next, in the background I am doing the call out. I am doing the call out to this third party system. um, this this is a bceptor, which is like nothing but this is the mock API, and it will give you the response. So basically we are calling this mock API, and this API is giving us the response here in the step 3. In order to basically do this integration, we have used the integration procedure, and at the same time we are also doing the HTTP action. So one by one, if I just click this preview, how I have built this functionality, if I just duplicate this tab, I will show you step by step. So let me load this one and go to my Omniscript, and I will click the preview button. So let me preview this. So on the first step, I have added one. Yeah, I have added one this application number. So in order to click this first step, you have to just go to your build and click search for step, and then just drag and drop here in this panel. So if you click this step, this is like very simple text input box. This is a text property, text input box, where I have given the label application number and I added this line break. You can remove this as well. There's no point to give this line break. As soon as you give this in the number, right, the application number, and you click next, we are basically fetching the details of this application, that number that we have provided through this Dataraptor extract. If I click this Dataraptor extract, this is like a simple Dataraptor extract, which is basically making query on the application object, and it is basically checking the application number that you have put. So whatever the application number I'm putting here, I'm passing this application number to this data table, and in the output I am fetching the values based on the number the user has given, and I'm storing in this kind of JSON. This is expected JSON. You can see this is expected JSON. So if you click this preview of this Dataraptor and provide the same application number here in the preview panel, it will give the same this kind of JSON. So here, if I go to the Omniscript, so I'm giving this value, I'm clicking next. So Dataraptor is getting fired. Yeah, so your Dataraptor has been fired, and it's basically going to the step number 2. Forgot about this get application. It's going to the get applications. It's going to step number 2, and it's in the step number 2. I have added one LWC. This LWC is nothing but this is a flex card. So if you go to here, yeah, no, not this one. I already opened the flex card. This is the flex card. Okay, so this is the parent flex card. This is the child flex card. So this flex card is nothing but this button. Search application is coming, right? This search application is coming from this flex card, and this flex card we have added on the step number 2. So whenever we basically activate an flex card, it create an LWC in the background. So in order to add the flex card on the Omniscript, what you have to do, you have to go to your build and you have to search for custom lightning web component. So drag and drop, and then this is nothing but a custom lightning web component. And if I click this application LWC, you can see that I have given the reference of my flex card. This is the flex card, right? So I have given this reference LWC here in this custom lightning web component. So in order to basically add the flex card on the Omniscript, you have to create a custom lightning web component, and you have to give the name of the flex card in the lightning web component name. Now, so basically now what I am doing, whatever the details that I got, so basically I put this number, Dataraptor extract has find out the details. So these are the details that we have found, and then now these details we have to pass to this LWC. So in order to pass the details like the JSON to the LWC, what you have to do, you have to first mention parent data true, and whatever the node you wanted to send. I wanted to send basically this node, right? This JSON. So this is the node I wanted to send. So in order to pass send this node, you have to basically create always the records property name, and then you have give that the parent node. So I wanted to pass this data, this JSON structure to this one. So I passed uh, app record to this flex card, right? This flex card is doing nothing. It is just basically this is sorry. Uh, yeah. So this is the flex card. This flex card is nothing doing nothing. It's just basically firing another child flex card, which is a flyout. So if you go here and you see the actions, so I create one action called flyout, and the flyout I click the child card as a flyout type, and I have choose another flex card which is application data 3. So this is the application data 3, and this is nothing but this is a data table property, and this is just the input field, and this is the data table property. So we passed. So basically, initially, what we have done, user has put the application number. We extract the application record JSON. We are passing this JSON to this LWC, which is nothing but the flex card flex card. So parent flex card is this. This parent flex card is calling another flex card in form of flyout, which is this flex card. And here we are basically rendering the data raptor data, right? So this data raptor data, we are rendering this Dataraptor data on this flex card, which is the child flex card. So we are passing this data from this LWC, which is nothing but the flex card. And in order to pass this data, we are passing the records, parent data true, and then from this parent flex card, we are passing the same JSON through attributes. Can you see the attributes? So we have created the same attributes that we are getting from this data raptor. So this data raptor is giving this nodes, right? So we are passing these values through attributes. So you have to create 3 attributes for each JSON, and then you have to use a curly braces. Okay, and also action flyout. You can also choose a resource. So it's okay. So basically, you can also provide the data node as well. But I have not choose anything, and but I'm basically passing the data through this attributes. So there are 3 attributes that I've chosen. So this data is going to this parent flex card to this to the attributes. So we have passed that the attributes, and this attributes is getting the data like if you go to the setup and if you click fetch like this, we are getting the JSON like this. Okay, so basically in order to test this, I have provided this hard coded, and this data is directly going to the data table, and data table is getting rendered. So this is how you're passing data from data raptor extract to the parent flex card, and then parent flex card like this is is passing. So this is the parent flex card, and this parent flex card is passing the data through using the attributes to this flyout. And flyout is nothing but another the child flex card, and this child flex card we have used this data table, and the data table we have just used records. Yeah, so we have used the records, and this record is nothing but this records is coming from this parent flex card. This is how simple as that. So if I go back to my Omniscript and I put the number, when I'm clicking next, Dataraptor is fetching the details and passing the data to the parent flex card. This is the parent flex card. When I'm clicking this, whatever the data we have received from the Dataraptor extract, we are passing to the child flex card. This is the child flex card. This child flex card is rendering that Dataraptor data. And now, if you go preview, yeah. So here, so you can see there's a checkbox, and before this checkbox, we have data error. This is a messaging element. Okay, so basically we have added one condition view. In the condition view is that if the data raptor is not uh, data is not null, then only this checkbox will render. So basically if the data raptor is giving some data, then we are entering this checkbox, and we are also setting the error, and this error is saying that if the data raptor data is not null. Okay, and when I am outside of this step, so outside of this step, when I'm clicking next, this set values this set values is basically making one value outside step 2 true. Okay, this is making this value true, and this setter error element letting the user back to this send data API. So basically if you have choose this checkbox, and if you are clicking next, nothing is happening. But if you're not choose this value and this is false, then what is happening, it is when I'm clicking next, it is going to the set value element and setting this value true outside step 2, and set error element checking whether this is checkbox is false or true. If it is false, it is letting user go back to this basically error element and rendering the error, because I have added the condition. If this checkbox is false, in that case, if you can go to the condition view, yeah, I have added that if this checkbox is false and this set value element is true, that means user has clicked the next. So basically I use set value element, set error element, and this messaging element to make sure that user is not able to move forward before check this checkbox. So for that I use this C combination. Again, I'm repeating again, this is the messaging element. This messaging element is checking whether user has clicked next and this value is false. If this is false and user click next, then this messaging element is getting rendered. And to make sure that the user is going basically after clicking next, the user is not moving ahead to the another step, I use set error element. The set error element basically let user to move back to the error message. So here I have choose at which, but if basically the validation is getting true, at which particular element I have to navigate. So I have put this send data errors. This send data error is the element I wanted to basically navigate user to go back and see the error. Okay, and when I'm clicking next, this value is to basically make a particular value true, so that I can put this value condition here in the condition view. Um, no, here in the setter element, the condition. So setter element will only invoke when you're clicking next. And how I can ensure that the user click next, I can get to know that if the value is set or not. If I will click next, this value will get set, and I can also check this checkbox. So if I'm going clicking preview, putting the value application number, searching this, okay, flyout value is coming, and if I am clicking next, so when I'm clicking next, so it is going and checking this set value element is true. Um, this set value element, right? This set value element. So when I'm clicking next, so this value is getting true outside step 2. So you can see the outside step 2 is not there, but when I'm clicking next, outside step value is becoming true, and this message element is checking whether when this is checkbox is false and outside step is true, then only it is getting rendered. When I'm clicking this checkbox true, then the error is getting disappear. Now I'm clicking next. When I'm clicking next, so on the step number, yeah, so when I'm moving from step 1 to step 3, yeah, step 2 to step 3, in between, I'm invoking one integration procedure. Okay, so this integration procedure is doing call out. So you can see I have added one HTTP action. So whenever you have to communicate with our third-party system, you have to use HTTP action. And in the HTTP action, you can use name credentials where you can store the consumer key, consumer secret, username, user password, type of authentication you are doing. But since this is the API, this is like just demo. So in that case, I'm just directly providing the HTTP path. So how did I create this HTTP path? You can go to the bceptor and then you can easily search on the Google bceptor mock API. So you can directly just go here and you can provide the name of the API that you wanted to create. So you can provide the name, any random name, and it will create a mock API for you. So this is a mock API which has been created, and you can copy and paste that. But before copy and paste that, just go to the mock rules and click edit. And here, this is the basically another path that you have to add this path to your API, and you can click what kind of method you want to use. So whenever you will hit that, it will provide this response. You can also edit this response. Similarly, I already created one API, and here you can see that this is a post method, and this is basically again the second path, sub path that you have to add, and it's giving me this response. And whenever you will hit, it will provide you the response here. So you can see that just now I basically sent this data. This is nothing but the application data, and this has given me this response. So you can also check that what request you have sent this request you have sent it to this API. So yeah, so if I go to back to the integration procedure that I have added, that I have added, mm, 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 where is that I have added here, right? That I have added here. So this is the integration procedure. When this integration procedure are getting invoked, it's doing the HTTP callout. This is the HTTP path, and you have to put this HTTP path on remote site setting as well. If you're not putting this path, then it will give you the error. So just keep it in your mind. And yeah, now if I go back, so basically the integration procedure is getting invoked in the background, and it's basically sending the request and getting the response, and we are passing this request. This request is directly coming from the Omniscript. So if you go to the Omniscript, so here in the integration procedure, we are passing this app new, right? The app new is the name of the integration procedure, but we are passing some parameter. Yeah, we are passing this app, right? This is nothing but this is the node which is coming from the Dataraptor. So we are passing this node to the integration procedure. An integration procedure is doing the call out and giving the response, and this response is we are giving back to the response action. So if you can see, we are getting response, and in the additional output, whatever the response is coming from this HTTP action, we are giving back to the Omniscript. I have also used the email action, but the thing is that I have exceed the limit of sending the email of the sandbox. But if you want to use the email action, what you have to do, you had to give the email address. You can also use a user template. If you will click the user template, you can provide a list of the email address, what ID, whatever you want to basically use. But I just simply use this email action, provide the email ID, provide a subject, provide the body, and as soon as this element will execute, it will send the email to the recipient. It's as simple as that. You can also attach the attachment. If you're struggling any problem, you can reach out to me. I will help you out. um, and please subscribe my channel. I'm putting some extra effort to make this content, so please, in order to motivate me, please subscribe this channel. So in the step number 3, if again I go back, So again, I go back to the Omniscript. You can see that after I'm sending the request, I am basically HTTP action. So integration procedure is doing the HTTP action and email action, and we are getting the response for the third-party system, which is we are sending back to the Omniscript. And whatever the response we are getting, we are basically printing that response here. So this is giving us the output HTTP action, HTTP, right? So yeah. So if you go to response section is giving this HTTP output HTTP. Output HTTP we are basically printing on Omniscript step number 3. So that's why here you can see the response is getting printed. This is very simple. I mean, yeah, this one more thing. I was getting one error, okay? If I have not deleted that. Let me just uh yeah, one second. So yeah, I was actually getting one error, and that error was like related to the FlexCard. But yeah, if you're getting any error, you can just ping me or comment down. I will help you out. But I was getting one error. In order to do basically get rid of that error, I have done some configuration. So let me see if I can go and check. Yeah, this is the article, help article. So here basically I was getting some FlexCard action error. So in order to resolve that, what I have done, no, not this one. Uh, this is not that one. This is a matrix. One second, I'm checking that. Uh, so yeah, there was one error. Yeah. Anyway, if you are finding any error, you can reach out to me. I will provide you the solution. But I was getting one error, and you have to basically do change the settings. It's like about Lightning experience. So if you go to Lightning app builder experience, I think I done some configuration changes. Yeah, just reach out to me if you're getting any error. Yeah, thanks. Please subscribe this channel. Thank you.